Look, man, if a motherfucker fuck with my energy, I done popped up in your dream before. If you really rock with what I'm saying, because you understand that what I'm saying ain't shit that's new. I am an ancient fucking being. This shit that I'm saying is not new. I've been saying the same shit for the past 500,000 years. Like, real talk. And all I'm doing is reminding y'all of what has been said before. There's plenty of y'all out there that's just as ancient as me. But y'all be letting your fears block you from seeing who you truly are.
Right. What is good? What is up? So this is the first mukbang, and this is a tell-all mukbang. I'm Atum, and
I'm Ashley.
And welcome to our channel, Ashley's Grounding, where we keep everything spiritual but grounded. You feel what I'm saying?
Keep it real, y'all. We keeping
it real. Now we wanted to do this tell-all video, and pretty much what y'all gonna notice in this tell-all video is about our come up. Right? We have been able to change our lives through the activities of the hoodoo that we do, the magic that we use, the inner work that we do, the self-healing that we do, to being able to reciprocate that within ourselves first and change our circumstances. We're going to talk about how we got it completely out of the mud, okay? And now we're owners of our own business. We've made over $100,000 in the past 3 years off of just trusting in the process of self-healing. Right, the name of our website is ashleysgrounded.com, but let's go ahead and get into it. We got some crab legs right here.
Yes, okay, we got snow crab, y'all. We got king crab, corn, broccoli, a little bit of greens. Oops. That was good too. Eggs. Ooh, what else? Oh, I got crawfish. What you got, babe?
All right, so I got clams. We got some clams here. I also got the crawfish. I got black mussels. Well, this is green mussels. So I got green mussels, and I also got black mussels. I got one of my favorites, which is lobster, and I also got shrimp with the head on it, because well, damn. But yeah, I got the shrimp with the head on it. That homie was kind of fucked up right there. But yeah, so, and I also got eggs. Oh man, did they even put sausage?
I didn't order sausage. I thought about it.
Did they even have it?
And then we had sausage.
We had sausage last time. Damn, I just forgot. Because they had sausage at the restaurant.
And we have sausage in the refrigerator too.
If y'all don't know, this meal right here came from King Crab. Was it King Crab or no, Craven Crab? This came from Craven Crab.
Out there in Tulsa.
Okay, and the vegetables, we got the potatoes and the corn, all right, as the sides. And I'm rocking with the hot garlic and lemon pepper fire. Actually, it's the fire flavor butter sauce. And actually,
I got the mild, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, you got the same. You got the same thing.
It's the same thing. Butter sauce.
Right, but yo, it's 2022, and y'all already know that means that you walking down your own path. Shit, let's go ahead and eat. You want to toast the shrimp or something?
Yes. Potato.
Let's get it.
Y'all, we about to sell it.
So, now let me get this. Let me get this first bite.
Me too. Damn,
do y'all see that?
I just went to the bottom.
But as far as the hotel, like y'all really don't understand. Like, we went from worse than paycheck to paycheck to over 100K. Just based off of doing actual inner work and spiritual work. Like, everybody want to skip the process, but we know the process. We able to relate with so many of y'all because we understand exactly where y'all come from. Like, when we say, like, man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna feed off your energy. Go ahead. Tell them.
No. When we talk about spirituality and spiritual growth, it's like so many different types of perspective. Oh gosh. Perspectives. That's the word. Perspectives when it comes to how a person should live or how a person can do or what they can't do and what they can do to be able to advance themselves materialistically. Okay? So when a person says, oh, they finally made an accomplishment, sometimes it gets twisted. It gets scrutinized because based off of religion, it seems like a lot of people go off of that thought form that you have to just only be spiritually wealthy. You know, you can only be rich in spirit, and that's very, very limiting, you know?
The new spiritual ain't involving you holding on to poverty consciousness, talking about I'm spiritual so I don't need money. Like,
Right.
that ain't where it's at. Because listen, I'm telling y'all, we started like this balance. The whole point of spirituality is to have balance. The material realm is like literally aspects of your lower self, and if you're struggling, then you have blockages within yourself that you need to heal.
Right. Right.
Like, literally, we went through points in our lives to where we was like, damn, what the fuck are we doing? And why can't we generate from the energy that we're putting out? What do we need to do to change our circumstances? Because we went through some repeated life cycles.
Right. Repeated life cycles of poverty, y'all. And then, you know, like when you young and then you come from homes that didn't really, you know how to give you guidance at the time, you know, on certain things of being an adult and growing into adulthood. Like, check it. Background history on us, like, we used to date when we were very young, okay? Like, teenagers, okay? Teenagers. We grew up together. We got our first place together. We got our first car together. You know, we traveled together.
We got our first eviction together.
Our first eviction together. That's be real. You know, this is real stuff. It seems like when it comes to spirituality, people are supposed to be canon. They're supposed to act a certain type of way, look a certain type of way, talk a certain type of way, and their background is supposed to be darn near crafted. But no, like, when you the magician or stepping into your magician, yo, it comes from actually doing the work. And so when you really understand how the magic works based upon the energies and the frequencies, you really are just being a living testament. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
To your own progress. And progress and stuff like that, it's not the easiest. You know, it's not the easiest.
Especially when you're in that point, sometimes you can get so low to where you can't even fathom how you can begin to elevate your situation. You know, stuck in a dead end job, feeling like you're not living your purpose. We done been there. But it took us to really take the due diligence and time to focus on ourselves, even still accepting each other's flaws, to understand that, you know, we're a powerful team together. And y'all notice one thing that we didn't do as far as like how we got to this point is we didn't play off of our relationship. Like, yeah, that was happening behind the scenes, but we both built up our individual platforms before we decided to come together and show and broadcast our relationship with others. Because what we got is so fucking sacred. The ability to be able to make it through someone as they deal with their obstacles while they actually able to make it through with your obstacles. And y'all understanding that you're both going through a healing process, not trying to point the finger or blame each other, but understand that this process of growth ain't necessarily going to be the prettiest thing in the world. And that's where a lot of people fail when it comes to relationships or anything that they doing. They come across one little hiccup that ain't perfect, some adversity, and they decided they want to give up or start feeling like things are hopeless. But we never did that. We done hit rock bottom before, but what we did is learn ourselves, understand why those reciprocal cycles was coming on. Like, remind you, like, I turn 31 next year, okay? And, hell, it's been a fucking long ass time since we've been evicted. But the whole point of me saying everything that I'm saying is to realize that you don't have to be like old to get your shit together. The whole point of getting your shit together, what that means, it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I got money and all my bills are paid. Because you can still be suffering, right? Dealing with like family issues and things of that nature and not necessarily being fulfilled. Just because you have all your financial needs taken care of doesn't mean that you're not dealing with emptiness at some point in your life. And it's because you haven't taken the time to work on yourself.
Right.
Ashley was a pharmacy technician. I was going door to door making $300 a sale.
Right. And after that, we hit rock bottom. You know, so it's like,
because our hearts were not in that. We knew that we were bigger, and we knew that we had a greater purpose to serve, other than just working just to pay bills. And so our spirits would not allow us to do that anymore.
right. So the ascension process, it is not glitz and glamour, okay? It is hard. It is tough. It is depressing, okay? Because people around you, they not really going to understand what you're going through. Unless you find a close person, you know, a close person that you can rely on when you going through this like interdimensional state of mind and state of changing, understanding, realizing that you've had past lives, you know, being able to understand that you still have to persevere in this physicality. You know, you still got bills to pay, you know, you still have children, if that, parents, cousins, you have a life. You project it to be and to experience and to exist for a reason, but that's keep it real. You know, we're not going to sit here and be like, everything is peace and love. That is illusionary, okay? That shows that you are not in a state of healing when you cannot address the things that you want to cloak, you want to hide because you don't want other people to be able to see. And that actually deters people from growing, you know? They gotta know that you made it out the mud.
Like,
we done been there.
Like, y'all gotta realize this, like, we done been to the point where we have absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And we'll literally sit with each other and come up with a game plan to how we can use our energy to not just gain stability, not just go back to selling your time, right? We use those times where people would think like, oh, damn, you're back against the wall. Y'all got to make something happen. If you come out of desperation with that root chakra, not being able to take the risk that you need to take in order to invest the time in yourself that you need to invest in order to grow. Like, literally, we sit back and analyze, and I admit my faults when I'm wrong. She come back and admit her faults when she's wrong about things. And we don't dwell on situations. Because what happens is it keeps you stuck in that time period. Like, where there's an emotional event that happened where somebody feels bad, like, if you continue to dwell on that rather than trying to shift the energy or progress the energy, it literally freezes you in that moment, and there's no spiritual progression that can happen. But when you got two people like us that we are not going to let that simmer and sit there. Like, I'm an Aries moon. I'm going to address the situation. She might beat around the bush for a while, but eventually, you get what I'm saying? We'll get to the point.
Which I do. And I have, you know. But that's the thing about it. You have to be able to accept the things that are not perfect about yourself, okay? If I avoid it and be like, nah, I would never progress. He'll eventually get fed up, find another woman. You know, it just is what it is. But when people want to freaking, you know, oppose the truth, you may not like it. But it needs to come out. It needs to be said. Because that's when you're able to move forward, you know?
Right. Hell. There's been times where we literally went months pretty much just high and by living in the same house. It wasn't necessarily that there was a beef going on. It was just that we knew we were still a team, but we were both focusing on ourselves and how we going to come out of this cocoon. Like, everybody's got to go through a cocoon phase, and we were fortunate enough to be able to stay together through that phase. Because a lot of people don't make it through that cocoon phase where you have to kind of retract, where you kind of have to pull away from the entire world, right? And just deal with yourself in that darkness and come out a different person, right? That cocoon, you transform it into a butterfly.
Right.
A lot of people can't do that and still survive a relationship.
Right. Usually people stop talking to people when people just like, you know what? Screw them. You know, like, I'm on to the next. You know, and it's just not, I mean, hell, it's your choice, but it's just not what's going to exist in in a relationship that has endured years worth of time, you know,
Exactly.
that ain't gonna result in that.
I mean, just think about like, what do people want? People want financial stability. They want meaningful relationships. They want public notoriety. They want positive romantic relationships. These are all low chakra things, right? Which would seem easy, but you can't enjoy any of it or even partake in that part without having some type of balance in the higher chakras, like dealing with the throat chakra and dealing with the heart chakra, being able to accept people, allow people close to you, right? Like, so it's like you start inside first, and everything else comes a reflection. Like when we stop worrying about money, money literally just comes to us like endlessly. Like when I'm telling you, like our creativity is a big part of how we're able to touch so many people. And I'm saying touch so many people because we've worked with hundreds of people, just Ashley and myself, and improving people's lives through our spells and through our readings and offering people advice that get them through rough patches within their life and giving them tools, spiritual tools that they need in order to continue advancing, right? Helping people get off of repeated life cycles. That's what we do. And, you know, that process, we have come to like feel as if like we've made a grand accomplishment coming from just people who work regular ass jobs and using the spirituality and believing in ourselves to the point where we were able to support a family of 7, right? And be financially abundant, not have to worry about anything. Only thing that we do is continue to put out positive messages for y'all and do our services for y'all, which brings us so much opportunities to do more things. Like the upcoming event, the Ashley's Grounding Ascended Consciousness Gathering that we're going to be doing in OKC coming up in the spring. Like literally, we just got the funding to do that and to put that up and to get the venue and to, you know, now we're looking for vendors and we're looking for other people that can bring more to the table, because, you know, it's going to be a huge event and just us and Ashley, I'm not saying that we can't do it by ourselves, but we would love to have more people share the spotlight. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, I think that would be amazing. We are big on magic.
Magic.
And a lot of people's perception of magic is different. Lately, I guess it's a trend or something like that for motherfuckers to be joining the goddamn EFI cult, feeling like they can't do magic without some type of African baba in the hut with dirty ass feet.
Oh. Let's talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all is bringing these niggas out of the hut and into the motherfucking penthouse. And I'm not just talking like for nothing. Because they only conjuring up negative spirits that you gotta make pacts with. And eventually they just start putting curses on your ass to the point where if you're not paying them on a regular basis, then shit start fucking up in your life. They're making pacts with entities.
Right.
So you just joined a religion. Go ahead.
Which we do not downplay or say that connecting with an entity, as far as, you know, an Orisha or god or goddess pantheon is wrong or bad. But the way you connect in the thought form that you initially make that connection, if you are not working with yourself first, you are working backwards, okay? Let's make that very, very clear. If you are not connecting with these energies as if they are a part of you, and you are certainly kneeling and praising and
being, you know, subservient to the motherfucker.
Being a servant, that is where you start the path, okay?
And that's what all these religions do. They put you subservient to energies. Like, if you would just have a little bit of self-fucking belief, you could run your own life.
Okay.
Without the power of you are the God.
Jesus Christ is a deity.
Like, check this out. We done literally went from not knowing how rent gonna get paid next month to having years worth of all your finances taken care of, savings in your savings account. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, literally, the gap that we crossed, and I'm not even trying to make it seem like everything is about money, because it's not about money. But when you balance your spirit, then everything else falls into place, and it's amazing to see how they came into connection, because it was just like hard to like constantly hold money or accumulate it when we wasn't in balance internally, and then when we became balanced internally, it all our energy kind of spewed out into these creations and manifestations that grew into avenues of income to support ourselves.
Right, y'all. It was hard. It's hard to sit here and manifest in certain ways when you stuck physically.
Oh, like,
But when you start pushing that energy into yourself, like my husband be saying all the time, you gotta start with yourself. When you start doing that, you start thinking about these certain mantras and stuff. You start thinking about and analyzing how you used to treat money based upon your upbringing and all of that stuff. You think about those moments where you was a child and you might not have the best shoes or the best hair. Y'all know what we talking about. But you can overcome that stuff with a sense of magic. But you don't have to be no servant just to get your money going and moving. You don't.
right, you can worship yourself. Fuck with your ancestors. That's what we do in our spells. Because by understanding how these universal laws work, you're understanding how you work. Because it's as above, so below, so within, so without. This is why working on yourself makes everything you do outside of yourself so much more potent. Like literally, things just fall into place. Like we think about it and it manifests.
Right.
Like that's how the spells work. Like we are in the vibration to receive because we have gotten rid of the past baggage. And now we receive abundantly. Through what we love to do is just teach people how we did it.
Right. How we did it. We're not sitting here. I mean, we have textbooks, but we don't really have time to sit here and read textbooks from front to back with kids. We live by experiencing. We have taught people. We have saw people. We have listened to people's stories, gave advice based on our own personal experiences, okay? We had our latest baby, this one right here, on this floor behind us. It's a lifestyle, y'all. It's a lifestyle.
Right. We delivered one of our babies and we had no lights and no water on at the time.
None. Okay? So when people sit here and look at us and be like, oh, they're this way and they're that way. No, we have made it out the paint and we would not just hand over anything. You know why? Because it took hard work, dedication, improvement of ourselves and our thoughts to be able to get to the point that we are right now.
Right. To be able to consistently help others. Like that's why we can't give out this for free. Like people ask that question all the time. Well, if you're supposed to be spiritual, then why is everything that you do, you charging money for it? I'm like, listen, do you not understand that we are working with the spiritual community 24/7? This is literally our job. It's not my fault that you can't find something better to do with your energy to the point where you feel like I need to sell mine doing something that I don't want to do.
Right.
That's not my fault.
Right.
That's your complex. That's your reality. That's not my reality. So you can't push that on people, and then you want to be cheap and feel like, oh, you in the spiritual community. But when people have services, and people's services have proven to be tried and true, and tested, and valid, and fruitful, and effective, you want to sit up here and try to find ways to devalue it.
It's like when it comes to this lane, people want handouts. Handouts here, handouts there. Oh, and I got butter sauce right here. But handouts here and handouts there. Y'all know that food good too when you start dripping sauce on your mouth and on your chin. But back to the handouts. They want handouts. But they not asking the churches for handouts.
They asking the spiritual people, oh, can you
They asking the spiritual people.
I need this reading.
And that's where you got us wrong. Because at the end of the day, you got to have some type of accountability when you're coming across our team. You have to.
Like
You
remember,
have to.
You know how many people come to my inbox? They don't say hey. They don't say hello. They
Don't
see my
care
name.
about your day.
Don't care about my day. They'll write me a whole essay about everything going on in their life and expect that I'm going to give that energy, respond to them, give them an answer, use my energy to tap in and feel what they're going through. Like, what the fuck? And y'all wonder why we ask for reciprocation for our services. You know, that's just not having no respect for our energy when people are asking us to use our gifts that we have developed over a period of fucking 10 years at least.
Okay.
You know, been developing these skills. First changing life, now changing other people's lives, and now people want us to offer it up for free. Nah. I'm sorry.
Nah, buddy, we ain't going out like that.
I kind of feel like you're trying to steal from me when I do that.
What?
And I'm not even in a place of like lack or poverty. It's just like I do things and I just let this shit pile up. Like I'm constantly doing something with someone, and we just watch it pile up. You feel me?
We
Like,
set boundaries. Okay? We set boundaries. What you will not do is sit here and expect people just to meet at your demand. What you will not do is go out to Burger King and McDonald's and spend that money there for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, and ask us to carry the weight of your sins, your families, for free. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it
y'all
works.
think y'all can just fucking do everything in the world and show up to us with nothing. Give everybody else everything. All the shit you ain't supposed to be doing, but then you come to us and you want. I just spent my last
3 hours long. You know how many times we heard that? You're going to log off the internet and go spend your actual money, okay?
Right.
Thinking that we believe that mess that you tried to tell us. You know what being a spiritual worker is? Being a seer. And so when we see this, we take mental notes of who it is
But
and
look, man,
attach that
fuck them
face
people,
to it.
man. Fuck them people. But you know what? It don't even matter. You know what matters is the people that really rock with us.
Right.
Like,
That's right.
we done had damn near 1,000 people hop on our money spells, yo. Over the past 3 years? You think?
Way more than that, baby.
1,000?
Way more than that.
Right. So,
We done helped
and
hundreds of thousands different homes.
there is not a single person that ever came back to me and said, yo, I never got that. I never got, what I was supposed to get from my money spell. But what I do have is people hit me up. Damn, it been 20, my kid's 26 years old now. And after you did that money spell, 7 days after that money spell, now both my baby daddies paying back child support.
Right, and these are things that happen within the last month of our lives.
Just the
Think
last
about
month.
it. We done been doing this for a long time, y'all, on Facebook. That's why we coming to y'all on YouTube, okay? That's why we coming to y'all to expand, to see how you all's minds are clicking, to see if you all are ready to go ahead and take these advancements within your personal life.
Man, we developed, I made the first website, right? And the first website, we offer some spiritual products and services. Now that website has been revamped. It's AshleySchuyler.com to book your astrology reading with me, to book Ashley's tarot reading, book my tarot readings. Like, I'm just amazed that we're able to share our gift with y'all, you know what I'm saying? And it's a pleasure to be able to do this. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about, we came from absolutely nothing. If y'all ever heard of the colonies, that's where Ashley used to stay.
Mama.
If you from South Carolina, you know where the colonies are at. But Ashley used to stay out there in the colonies. I used to stay kind of like, I guess you could say almost like downtown area in South Carolina. And yeah, man, it's been a long road to get to this point. I have delivered the last 3 of my children. And, thanks to Ashley's strength, she delivered her last 3 children with no epidural, no shots, no stitches, nothing, all natural birth. And I was able to catch them, all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? We actually homeschool our children. I taught my sons how to read and write and do math and count money, and they already working on their first books. Thanks to Ashley as well. Ashley does just as much as I do when it comes to teaching the kids. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like, for me, I feel like I was always born to, like, teach and help and guide others. because I never was a follower. Like, even when people thought what I was saying, like, the same shit that I'm saying now is the same shit I was saying like 5, 10 years ago. But it takes time for self-mastery. It takes time, like, to actually do the meditations. I've been doing the meditation for years now. I've been working on self-healing for years, and not just the fucking cliche-ass shadow work shit. I mean, I can't even knock that, because Ashley uses that shit sometimes. But she know the real deal is that meditation. Shit'll get you out of a jam real quick on a spiritual level and uplift your spirits, because that goes right to the subconscious mind. I'm talking about dealing with the subconscious mind, which takes you going and sitting inside your darkness. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting into this crap. But when he say the cliche shadow shit, he's coming from the area of, writing prompts, which is not for everybody, and that's okay, because we all have our different ways of learning, our different ways of expression, and it's all cool. It's all cool. With him, guided meditations, deep meditations that he actually guides himself through is way more advanced, and that is definitely the freaking key. But for the person like myself, you have so many different downloads and stuff like that. It's easier to write things out, especially when you got a lot of children that you're dealing with, versus always being able to find time to just quiet down and not get interrupted. So figure out what works for you. Figure out what works for you. But at Ashley Grinding, we offer it all. We offer it all.
Right. And I can understand, like, because, like, being a woman and having so many young children, like, it's such a demand on you as a mother. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm a father. I'm here for the sternness. I'm here for the discipline. I'm here for the love. I'm here for the intellectual. I'm here for the reasoning and the thinking. And she's there to embrace and empathize with them on an emotional level. Not saying that I don't do that. You get what I'm saying? But I bring a level of balance to it. Because you got to think I'm raising 3 boys. You feel me? So, and yeah, it gets real deep. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm so thankful that she gives me the freedom to be able to do these things, like to be able to go within myself. Some people get so caught up in relationships where they completely lose themselves within a relationship, or they get caught up in leaving one person for the next person, and they're dealing with the same problems. We don't deal with the same problem. We address the issue and then speak out how the issue can be changed. And if it's something that has to be worked on from the subconscious, like how you naturally respond to something someone's doing and you don't like it, then it takes some inner work to do that. Because that's pulling out an aspect of yourself that's out of balance if you're getting triggered. Right. There's been plenty of times where Ashley and I sit down and it's just me and her. And we just tell each other all the things that we aren't necessarily happy with about one another. We do this so that we can have a checklist of things that we need to work on. And then we also tell each other the things that we appreciate and love about one another. And we do this damn near on a monthly basis.
Right, you gotta have a dual sense. You gotta understand that everybody's truth, is their truth. And everybody should be entitled to having that sense of, free will.
Facts. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people are afraid to confront issues in a healthy manner. People would rather just blow something up because they can be on the defense and they don't have to express any vulnerability. Our whole entire relationship is being able to be vulnerable with each other. You have to be able to be vulnerable starting out with yourself and then with your partner. And if you're unable to do that, then there's a certain level of closeness that you'll never be able to reach, a certain level of trust that you'll never be able to have with another individual. And we know 2 heads is bigger than 1. You get what I'm saying? Proton, electron, neutron, we about to spark it off.
Okay.
We create life, we create abundance. This is my woman, this is my goddess. And
it's my king, I love him too, and I gotta be okay and comfortable in myself to understand that I need to be corrected. Okay? And I'll say that again. And you're like, oh no, she be on that submissive stuff, blah, blah, blah. No, I, as a person, need to be corrected because I am not perfect and I don't aim to be perfect. But I do aim to develop my character, you know? I aim to strive to learn more. Okay, and to stop making the same mistakes. And sometimes that's even harder. You know, hell, that is harder than actually saying it. But the fact that you put your mind to wanting to actually make it happen, one day it will snap. You know, you will snap into place. You know, you'll snap into place. So having a man correct you and say, hey, you're being too loud, or you're not listening, or you need to calm down, you know. It is what it is.
I rarely correct her on shit like that.
It is what it is.
I correct her on a lot of business shit. Okay? Like, a lot of business moves and a lot of fucking things that how we like, you know, I realize that life is chess. How you respond to everything is gonna determine, you know, how certain things play out. And it's not like I don't even want to use that fucking word, but I take self accountability. I'm not one of those dudes that just sit up here and point out things. Like,
right, you're not a narcissist.
Right. Actually,
but I do outside of business, I do be messing up sometimes. Okay. Like, I be forgetting stuff. Yeah. I be hitting stuff in the road. Like, you know, I be messing up sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
I hit a curve and say, why is that thing there?
But look, this is what I'm talking about. This is fuck. You got me fucked up. Look, this is what I talk. This motherfucker cannot drive, bro.
Y'all, look, I did my first domination spill of 2021, y'all. And guess what it was for? My license.
Yo, she had fucking did some Jedi mind tricks because she was not supposed to pass that shit. Like, literally, she did a spell. She, you know, fucked with the car seat and everything, the seat that the man was sitting in. That motherfucker ain't give a fuck when he got in that car. Like, it was like his mind got taken over, and the only thing he could think about was just checking off everything on that damn list.
Okay, he said, ma'am, all I want you to do is pass this driver's license test. I said, yes, baby. He was sitting on the spell the whole time.
Sitting on the spell, that's a sneaky motherfucker.
Right, sneaky.
I love her, though. But, yo, check this out, though. One thing is people get intimidated by how, like, precise and how, like, I confront shit, right? But you gotta understand, as above, so below, so within, so without. Like, the same way I'm able to tell y'all, like, yo, you need to check yourself. You need to take a deep look inside of yourself and realize what the fuck you did wrong and how your part created that situation to happen. Like, Ashley is fortunate enough that I do this out loud with her. Like, I'll come to her and be like, hey man, you think I fucked that up? You think I played that wrong? Or you think I was wrong for this? You think I was wrong for that? And then I'll talk it out with her. You know, not saying that I don't, like, I do this all the time without her, but there's times that I do this.
Right, and I respect it. I appreciate it because there's so many different relationships where men don't come out and open dialogue, you know, and in those moments it allows women to get crazy. We get crazy, y'all. We get crazy. We start thinking about all kinds of shit. We start manipulating things.
That's why you gotta stay in that woman mind. If you're not in your woman mind, it's going wild.
What is he doing? What is he thinking? What is he talking about? You know, like, you know. So we as women appreciate when men are open like that with us and candid with us. We love it. You know, we love it.
Yo, sometimes I could be talking though, and she'll hear whatever the fuck she want to hear. I be like, that's not what I just said.
Yeah, you know when you spiritual, sometimes you get that other voice. You be like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you ain't listening. You just want to be, you know. But we ain't going to go all there, but.
That's another video.
That's another video. The thing is to show y'all that there is no perfect relationship. You are constantly growing. You are constantly shifting. You are constantly moving forward and constantly changing. Damn, I didn't realize this was going to be that damn chewy.
Okay.
I think this is the actual foot. Muscles got feet. Oh man, that was retarded. But
no, it was funny. And this is why we together. I love you. And whether you think it might be dry humor or corny humor, I found it beautiful because it's another moment shared.
It was a good little giggle, but then I thought about it, I was like, that shit was elementary as fuck.
No, but it's okay. At times, adults, we want to put on this persona that we are always adults and we need to be treated and handled like adults. But if you're acting like a child, you need to be treated like a child. Okay? You need to be disciplined. You need to be corrected. And that's something that adults have to get comfortable understanding. We all have childish moments. Your inner child doesn't just go away. Like, oh, that shit never fucking existed. No. Sometimes that inner child tapping into it makes you happy. You know, you might find yourself giggling, hopping. Like, I done galloped in Walmart before with the kids, and I was happy as hell. You know, it don't always have to be something hurt or traumatic.
Well said. Yo, that's freaking crazy. But like, check this out. Like, she's right about that, right? Like, a lot of motherfuckers be taking life too serious. One thing that has allowed us to move forward is the fact that we ain't afraid to be goofy with each other. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we literally allow our inner child to explore, like just like she said. But it takes a certain level of releasing certain traumas to even be able to let these parts out of yourself without feeling like, you know, those little small aspects of yourself. Just like that, like, you know, hell, that came out because I was healed. You feel me? Before I'd be like, oh, I'm on camera, I ain't about to say that. You know what I'm saying? But
y'all gotta be real.
I admit when my shit corny as hell too. She laugh at everything I fucking say though.
Right. Because I'm a funny person. Like low key.
I'm full as hell right now. There is a relationship that you have with money. Money carries a certain energy. And if you got a certain energy, that shit ain't never gonna stick with you. The money won't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you got a certain energy, won't nobody stick with your motherfucking ass.
Okay. Too rude. Too inconsistent. Too much victimizing yourself. Oh, Lord.
Yo, some people go through their whole life just wanting to be a victim. Like just be like literally people go through their whole life not ever wanting to take self-accountability. Like, you think that you won a situation because you made people think that you had nothing to do with this and it was all somebody else's fault.
Okay.
But guess what? You still fucking lost because you didn't move forward in your life in no type of way. And if you did move forward because of that bullshit, it was temporary as hell. It was temporary as hell. Because some energies just don't go together. What creates stability is crafting and honing. Where the fuck is all my muscles? Crafting and honing your own inner energies. By you doing that, you got a foundation that you built. Something that nobody can take away from you. It don't matter if you hit rock bottom. And that's why it's so proud that we built up from rock bottom. Because it don't matter how far we go, nobody can take anything away from us because we did this every step of the way. We put our hearts, minds, bodies, souls, spirits into it. Nothing was given to us. We acknowledged our mistakes. We earned our stripes going through adversity. Motherfuckers just wake up and think, oh, I wanna be in next spot. Like, do you like,
no, we having oils and oils and a plethora of oils, but it took time. You know, it took time. From oils to butters to body beads, you know, like, it took time to craft and figure out what really stuck.
that shit kinda spicy.
It was spicy.
Well, you tried mine?
I tried my own and it started to get spicy.
What? Your shit was mild. Like, that was number butter and lemon juice. Yeah. But yeah. Go to my website.
Thanks, y'all.
Ashley'sGrounded.com and book your fucking reader right now. Stop procrastinating on that shit. Don't go spend that money at McDonald's. Don't go buy that sack of weed. You need to come to me to get this reading so you can get your fucking life together, because I really want to share with you where you're headed, where you've been, and why you're at the place that you're at now. All I gotta do is tap into your energy And we'll be able to walk you every single step of the way to your own ascension process so you can escape these negative cycles. Hell, book a whole birth chart reading with me. Book her Reiki healing sessions. She do distance healing Reiki. She will sit right up here and vibratory frequencies be so goddamn strong, have your motherfucking ass shaking in your bed from across the world.
And real, y'all. If you can actually predict, then you should know Reiki exists. Okay? Because time and time again, I come across people and they're just like, distance Reiki? I don't really feel it. You know, I ain't really vibing it.
Look, man, if a
Well,
motherfucker fuck with my energy, I done popped up in your dream before. If you really rock with what I'm saying, because you understand that what I'm saying ain't shit that's new. I am an ancient fucking being. This shit that I'm saying is not new. I've been saying the same shit for the past 500,000 years. Like, real talk. And all I'm doing is reminding y'all of what has been said before. There's plenty of y'all out there that's just as ancient as me. But y'all be letting your fears block you from seeing who you truly are. Hell, you book a meditation session with me, we're going to be taking you through your past life. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be visiting with your oversoul. The aspects of yourself that you haven't tapped into yet, it'll probably scare the fuck out of you. But you scared of your own power. These human bodies is just ego. You are so much bigger. You are so much more like non-human than you actually are human. Like, you know how much of a fractal of the actual being that you actually are is inside of this body? It's like a fraction. Like when you start to step outside of that body and start to see what it is that you truly are, like your human psyche could possibly even fathom it. It might fuck your whole life up.
Back to being an elemental. Okay.
That's why we come in here with erased memory, because the human mind can't even handle how fucking huge and how amazing and how long we've lived and how much we've actually experienced. Hell, man, most of us been around since before these motherfuckers showed up, start fucking with everybody on the spirit realm, trapping souls in the repeated life cycles and shit.
Okay.
Shit used to get read a lot more smooth, but we coming up out of that age where them niggas had the energy. We coming out of the Piscean age. Now we going to the Aquarian age where motherfuckers like me come back. Like literally, think about this. Like, I'm not up here trying to fake like, oh, I'm guru. Like, no. Motherfuckers like me come back to literally guide the entire mass consciousness into this next reality of operating from spirit first rather than physicality first. And our life is just an example of the future of what's going to be happening. We not dependent on no system at all. We completely self-sufficient. You feel what I'm saying? We understand how we rock these energies. And maybe I'm talking too fucking much.
Well said, baby. Well said.
Well said? Okay. Shit. So, y'all know we the real ones. I don't gotta put on no fucking garment and sit up here and, oh, I'm guru this. Like, y'all understand what I speak about and how I speak about it, that what I'm telling you is like universal law. Like, I'm not about to talk to you about anything outside of that. Like, that's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that is going on is universal law, and understanding how these basic elements that create this reality are coming into manifestation through the energies that are unseen. Like, that's all I give a fuck about. Period. And when you come to me for a reading, I'm not gonna cry with you. A lot of motherfuckers like going to readers so they can cry with motherfuckers. fuck that shit.
And it's true, y'all. No, it's true.
Like, I'm about to book a reading. This reading about to be so good. I'm about to tell her all my fucking problems, or she gonna tell me all my problems, and we both gonna agree and just cry. Fuck that. When you come to me for a reading, I'm not trauma bonding with your ass. I'm gonna make you take self accountability. I'm going to allow you to see your own faults in the situation, how you can actually change your situation from the position that you're in to elevation. I'm going to tell you the choices that you got to make. Most people have the opportunity to stay going down the same path, and then you got an opportunity to go worse, and you have an opportunity to get better. But it's up to you to decide how much energy you're going to put into going into your cocoon phase. Most people that come to us are going through a major transition. They don't understand how to handle it. And the universe keeps giving you opportunity to jump off the hamster wheel. But if you don't have no fucking guidance, you can't even see the time to jump off. You see what I'm saying? So, Y'all ain't know it. I ain't even got to say it. It is what it is. I'm Atum Ray, El Bay. And no, I don't fuck with the Moorish Science Temple. I understand that your last name is how you claim heritage. And obviously, you know, our ancestors are Native American. And we've been out here since been out here. Like literally, the Moorish tribes are Native American tribes.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like the Moors came out of Native American tribes. Native American tribes was before the Moorish shit.
Right.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and I might be
And
using,
that's
I might be
real.
using the wrong terminology, but the whole point that I'm trying to make is this: our people been here since been here, and when you start stepping outside of that and understanding that you don't have to be dependent on some person, some foreigner creating your income, it empowers you in a way that you're able to empower others. That was our biggest thing, is to provide for our family without being subservient to a motherfucker that came over here to exploit the land.
Right.
And through us working on ourselves, we were able to escape slavery. Like, and that's the truth. Like, whatever y'all want to call it, you going to working at 9 to 5 is slavery. What else do you have left over to do? Oh, you get a vacation. So the fuck what? Oh, you retired after 40 years. Okay. That's the pinnacle of your success. You're worth more than that. You're bigger than that. You have a greater purpose than that. So what? You got a pension in the AARP. You said 20 lives in the police force. So the fuck what? So the fuck what? You're deeper than that. All of those things are just ego attached. Understand the aspect of yourself that came here that was missing, or why you even got to experience this physical existence in the first place. You didn't come here because, oh, you forgot to join the police force. You didn't come here because, oh, you didn't make $1 million last time. Like, no, that's not why you come here. You came here to balance an aspect of yourself. If you notice, looking at your birth chart, this life is damn near the complete opposite of your last life.
Mm.
Like literally, like whatever you experienced in your last life, you're getting pretty much the opposite here, with similarities and nuances and connections, but they're manifesting in the opposite ways, but the same energy. So the universe gives you several chances to come back. Motherfucker heart be getting devoured by goddamn reptilians over and over again. Hundreds of thousands of years. You know what I'm talking about with the Egyptians? Weigh the heart against a feather. If your heart isn't light enough to ascend, it comes back down and gets consumed by these reptilians. Yeah, these archives. Yeah, these motherfucking shapeshifters. These niggas that y'all see on these screens that literally damn near aren't even real human beings. They beings that have made makeshift or have made synthetic bodies in order to function in this reality to drain your energy and keep you trapped here. But that's why I exist. That's why people like me exist. We spiritual warriors here. We pulling niggas out the matrix. You feel me? But I didn't want to take it all the way there.
We just here to let y'all know we out here.
We out here. Sometimes I get in
here.
that Google preach mode. Y'all know y'all like that shit. But yeah, I'm out though. You out?
I'm out, y'all. And
Peace.
It's Black Jaw on the beat.